Hi, Dr. Darcy Snowden here. I'm going to show you quickly how to use conditional statements to make your robot do something if it detects a particular thing with a sensor. So here I've got just a basic driving base, and here I've got the color sensor. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and plug the color sensor into one of my ports. I'll pick port A. What I want you guys to notice when I did that is actually I've got a new sensor up here at the top left of my project screen. Right now, the color sensor isn't seeing anything, but I'm going to put something yellow in front of it. And you can see up there that it does in fact indicate that the color sensor is seeing something yellow. So let's do something simple. Let's have the robot turn its wheels when it detects the color yellow. Okay, so I've got my when program starts here that automatically loads. The first thing I want to do if I'm moving a robot is I want to set the movement motors. Okay, so I'm setting the movement motors to C and D. I can confirm if I look at my robot. In fact, I did plug my motors into ports C and D. Okay, the next thing I want to do is set my movement speed. Okay, this is a defaulting to 50%. That's a good place to start. If I were to have my robot go faster, it might not be as accurate if I was trying to drive around a course. And if I want to be really precise, I can go ahead and put this on there as well. It's going to set my motor rotation, or one motor rotation, to 17.5 centimeters. Okay, so this basically tells the robot what size wheel is on it. If I put bigger wheels on this robot, and that means it's going to go further with one rotation of the wheel, I would have to update this to a bigger number, which hopefully I could measure. Okay, so that's some initial setup. And I can always do that in a program where my robot is moving forward. Okay, and I can just leave that off to the side. And similar to the training example, I'm going to do another when program starts, and this one is going to actually have to do with the motion. Both of these will run when I push play on my robot. Both of those commands will be sent, so I can keep them separate, or I could have one long program and have them together. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at what I would like to do. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I'm going to throw in a wait statement, okay, just to give me a little bit of time after my program starts for my robot to start doing something. So I'm just going to put in a wait for 1 second, okay? And then I have to decide what I want to do. Well, maybe I want to have my robot move forward if it detects a particular color, okay? So here, if I look in my control statements, there's some different options here, okay? This is an if statement. So basically what it means is if whatever I put in this region here is true, the code will execute something inside. If it's not true, the code's going to skip this whole block and it's not going to execute what's inside. So let's go ahead and test that. All right, so I want it to move if it detects a particular color. So I will go ahead and put a little block in there. This block tells it to move straight for 10 centimeters. If I look here, there's other options I can select, including rotations or seconds, okay? But that's a simple one to add. And then let's say if it doesn't detect that particular color, it will play a sound. I like that it, well, yeah, let's do this one. Defaults to the cat meow. I'm kind of a cat lady, so that's perfect for me. Okay, so what do I put in here? Well, one nice thing about using word blocks is they're like puzzle pieces. So I have to look for the right shape to fit in that particular if block, okay? So if I scroll down here, I'll notice that the sensors have code blocks associated with them. Some of them are ovals and some of them have this same shape that fits inside this particular block. So I can't put the wrong shape in there. That'll never fit and the code won't accept it. But I can put this shape in here. So what does this say? Well, this is my basically little icon for the color sensor. It's the same one that I see up here. And this tells me what port the color sensor is hooked into. It is hooked into A, and I can confirm that by clicking on that setting there. And here I can select the color. So let's select the color yellow. So basically this asks, is the sensor seeing the color yellow? If it is, move the robot forward 10 centimeters. So And actually for this example, I'm going to have it move a little bit further just so you guys can notice the movement. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a yellow object in front of my color sensor here, and I'll prove to you that it does go inside this block here and execute when it sees yellow. Okay, so let's go ahead. It's seeing yellow. I'm going to push play to execute it. Okay, the wheels did move, and you notice that after the wheels were done moving, the code block went ahead and executed the next bit, which is playing the cat meow. Okay, now I'm going to remove the yellow, so now the color sensor isn't seeing yellow. I'll go ahead and play the code again. Now it didn't move, it just played the cat meow. Okay, I'm going to show you one more thing you can do that's similar to that. Okay, here I have a slightly different statement. This one says, okay, if A sees yellow, move the sensor. If it doesn't see yellow or else, play the cat sound. So let's just quickly see how that one differs from what we just did. Okay, again, I'm going to put yellow in front of my sensor. I'm going to push play, and you guys can see what happens. Okay, and now I'm going to remove yellow from in front of my sensor, and you can see what happens. All right, so you can think about what's happening there, but that's how you can use some of these conditional or control statements to control what your robot does, depending on what its sensors detect.